smartphone issue is a very big issue. It's students that come to our school in Midrashat Harova. They've been 18 years in education in Chutz La'aretz, in the diaspora, and they don't. To take them away from them is a very difficult thing to do. Over a year, we try and teach them that it's not the ikar, it's not the most important thing, and they would be better off not using them all the time. We have a new policy now that we're intending to use, that they can't bring them into classes, they can't, in the Beit Midrash they use them for the internet in order to translate, they use them as dictionaries, so there are certain positive uses. The problem of the smartphone, I think, is a much more general problem, and it encompasses many, many things. It's the immediate result that students, adults as well, they are always looking for the immediate result. There is no long-term issue. This goes back to Esav and Yaakov. Right? Esav wants everything immediately, and Yaakov is long-term. And to try and teach Bichlal Avodat Hashem, to serve God, which is a long-term program in a world where everything is short-term and immediate, is a challenge. The smartphone, I think, is just a twig on the branch of a tree of a major issue. So I think tackling the major issue is much more important. If you settle on the smartphone per se, you can get distracted. It's very hard as well just to convince someone not to use a smartphone. I use a smartphone, but I use it for my email, and I use it to look up things. I don't use it in the way that they use theirs, to watch movies. It takes away from the educational experience because they're not focused. But instead of just directing ourselves to the smartphone per se, I would talk about the general issue of short-term enjoyment, long-term aims and objectives. The whole world is going away from that. We don't send mail anymore. We don't write letters anymore. Everything is immediate. We have microphones, fast food. So I think in general the way to approach the problem is from the ikar, from the core issue. I don't use Facebook really myself. I only use email. I have Facebook in order to coordinate with students when they have smachot, alumni. I don't know how we're mobilid. I find it very disturbing that many of the students are not even aware of the exposure that they're giving to themselves. They don't realize how many people are seeing what they're seeing. People are so open on these media. As I say, the stage where I'm dealing with the children, my students, is a stage which is so far into their lives that it's very difficult to stop. What we have to do is make them aware of the dangers involved and the issues involved. As a parent, we very much limit the use of the computer to our children, and we're always talking about the dangers there.